Hello, and welcome to another stream. This time I will not be on camera, and I don't think I'll be on camera from now on. So hopefully you don't mind looking at this cute little PNG. Quick shout out to both my friend Jorge, who commissioned this for me a while back, and this is the first time it's seeing any use, so that's fun. Thank you so much for doing that, buddy. I really appreciate it. And for letting me use it today, which is cool. And then I will do a shout out on Instagram to the artist later, because I know I believe it's Raquel, but I'll clarify that, and I will shout them out later on Instagram. All right. So what we're gonna do today is I'm gonna open up some art, and we're gonna try and create a nice new stream overlay for live streaming. So we're going to take a look through some stuff that I have on my backup that I have not used for any sort of posts or anything like that. And we're going to look through some cool images that we can use and see if we get some inspiration. So let's full screen this shiz. Yeah, you can see some of the stuff that I've done in the past, and we're going to try and figure out. I'm going to be careful what I click to here. I won't show you everything. I'm just going to show you... I'll just be careful, because there is some stuff with some not safe for work imagery. So we'll avoid that today. So if you're at work for some reason watching me live stream, you shouldn't have to worry about that. I'll make sure not to click on anything explicit. Okay. So my vision, just to be clear, is let's get out of full screen here for a second. So I would like to cover up the bottom here, the bottom of my screen with something, and I would like to create a chat box, I think, along the left. I like being on this little right side. I think it's fun. I could do a flip, and I have my stream deck, so it's easy enough to transition between things while I'm streaming. But if we want something on the left, we want something on the right. But what I'm thinking is that for this, I want to keep this layout. We'll do a chat box over here on the left, and we will do something to, along the bottom to cover up, and we'll scale the screen to match. We won't cover up part of the screen, because especially with things like After Effects, you don't want to see what I'm doing, clicking on while I'm working, if you're curious about trying to recreate anything that I do while I'm working. Anyways, so that's the idea. We'll cover up the right, I'm on the wrong side. We'll cover up this left side, and we'll cover up the bottom. So that's the idea. But I'm just looking for some stuff, some textures we can use to start creating some backgrounds. This one jumped out at me when I was looking through earlier as something that I could pull some texture from. And this is all stuff that I haven't posted on. Some of it might be stuff I posted, but we're gonna try and use some stuff that's not instantly recognizable as something that I've posted before. So anyways, let's keep going. So we've got this one. I like this one. I like it. What I'm gonna do, I won't subject you to watching me do this, but I will create a folder, or actually I might have already, no I didn't, create a new folder, and we'll drop some of these in to that folder as we go. So let's take a look at some more. For now, I like this. I like part of this. Now, but the thing is, we're going to be cutting this down. So we're just looking at texture, maybe the hint of something beyond that texture. But we don't want to, we're not trying to like get the full face or anything. And just so you know, we're at, like, we can zoom way in here. That wasn't perfectly in focus now, was it? But anyways, so that's that. We don't need to have all of these open, but we will, because of the wonderful things he does. Oh, this is cool. This was shot this at a weird shutter speed here. Why is that not? Oh, it is open. Either that or I caught it between frames, but it looks like the shutter speed because the pixels look blurred too. And the pixels are blurred. We'll skip over that because that looks like someone might be taking some clothes off in that photo. Let's ooh, I like this one. This one I have posted, I believe. I like this one. I like that the eyes sort of just became almost like blue, like vibrant sort of glows instead of like an actual. There's no hint of like an eye. It looks like her eyes go into her hair. It's kind of cool. I like that one. I think there's something that could be done with this. But again, we're looking for textures. Like I like this right side texture too that we have from the pixels, but I'm not sold on anything just yet. Okay. Here's another cool texture. Let's close some of these. Okay, this is starting to get to where the vibe of stuff that I'm looking for today. We're trying to find stuff. Ooh, this is one that I have posted. This one that I'm about to show you. But I would like to use this actually. I like this because it feels geological. There's something about it that feels like almost marble. I like that there's color at the bottom and there's no color at the top. I like this shot. Obviously, it's got a bit of the screen on the side. We can work with that though. So let's throw that in Photoshop and see what comes of that. Hey, my thumbnail that I made for today. No. Hey, my no, you see him behind the scenes. We're actually probably gonna work on that today too. We'll see what we get done. And the other thing is I'd like to add some animation to this. So I was thinking about using some video of the CRT screen because it loops well when it's noise, because it's hard to see the seam when it's just noise looping. So we might mess around with something like that for part of it, but I also don't necessarily want an animated overlay, just because it can cause some problems, just because it takes up more resources on the computer. So we're gonna stick with static. Let's do yep, we want a 16:9 window here. Let's pop that back on here. Why is that all the way over here? Pop back in there. Okay. Let's go back and grab that image we were just looking at and throw it in here, and then we'll start working on sculpting something out of it here. So we're gonna want the full width of this image with none of the CRT screen on the side. I think this might end up being, some part of this might end up being our chat box window. So let's just play around. We'll block things in with shapes here real quick. I'm thinking like, oh, you know what? Actually, let's do this. Let's make so in Photoshop, if you double click the shape, nope, sorry, if you just double click the shape. Oh, am I getting After Effects? Sometimes I get my After Effects and Photoshop confused, but we should be able to just double click. No, maybe not. Double click in the window. That's what it is. So we're gonna make a box that's 1920. Oops, by 1080. Because we're gonna want to actually have a section of this screen that is specifically blocked out for video. So we're gonna, right now that's the full size of this because that's the size of our composition, but we're gonna Control T and we're gonna shrink it down, and then we'll scale it back up. So I think we probably want, like, I don't want to give less than that much screen, especially if someone's watching on their phone. You want them to be able to see what you're doing. So let's do, I want to fit the chat on the side. I think that's good. Okay. I think that's where our, now the question is, do we want this to just take up the rest of the screen? And then maybe we can have something along the bottom too. Because if we move it down, then we're sort of throwing away space. The space is kind of useless once we move this into it, you know? And we're just, I mean, we could do something fun up here. But I'm thinking we just lock it right in the corner. And then we can use the bottom for alerts and stuff. That's my thinking, but that thinking may change. Now I just want to find a nice section of this. I really like this section where the it almost looks marbled, like I was discussing earlier. I like that part, but yeah, I don't know. That's fine. And then we just got to work on this, which I have a plan for. At least for now, we're just going to grab this. Oh, right, it's a smart object. Let's go ahead and rasterize that. We'll cut that chunk out, paste it back in on a new layer. Move to the top here for a second so we can see it. I'm going to lock it right back where it was. More or less. Cool. Drop it back down here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and erase. Let's hide that for a second. We're just going to go ahead and erase. Oh, let's get an actual eraser though. Not the most efficient way to erase things, but hey, I didn't feel like searching for the right tool. Oh, hold on. No, I don't like that, but you know, I don't dislike it. But it's not what I'm looking for. Oh man, sometimes I forget that my After Effects Control D type things don't work in here. You know what I should have for those at home trying to follow along with anything I'm doing. Not that I think anyone's necessarily trying to follow along, but if you are, I should I'll get my screen keys up here for next time, so it'll show you what keystrokes I'm doing as we go. But anyways, let's sometimes I forget I've clicked on the OBS window and then not looking at what I want to be looking at. So we're just gonna work on this corner here. I'm going to duplicate this layer. In After Effects, that's Control D. I can't remember if there is a key for that in this. What we're going to do, though, is we're going to... Oh, I see what I've done. I went in and drew on that. Well, easy way to fix that. We just want to erase. Make sure we're on the right layer before we do that, though. There we go. Now, right now, I've got this kind of issue right here, which is that these don't match up necessarily. We're going to find a spot where it kind of does. Then we're going to blend it, and we're going to use Clone Stamp, and everything will be fine. Okay? Okay. So let's go ahead, and we're going to change that eraser from before to the soft round, and we're just gonna see what we can do with just that, because that will make our life easy if we can get the beginnings of that to look somewhat normal. There we go. Now if you're watching my streams in the future and you see this and you think that doesn't look quite right, keep it to yourself. Don't tell anybody else, okay? All right, there we go. I like that. That's fine. And new plan, because I could use Clone Stamp, or I could just duplicate this layer again. Also, name your layers, folks. Don't be like me. I'm being lazy right now because I keep grabbing my guides. And I think what we're going to do is something kind of like that, but all we have to do is drag that to the back, and then we'll work on blending this layer again, because why not? Okay, also E is is the hotkey for the eraser tool. Oh, I'm erasing the wrong layer though. don't mind that one. I want to blend this puppy right here, and then we'll fix the blend between the two of them as well. Might be a little too soft. Well, you know what? We'll figure out if we need to clean more up later. But right now, I'm being lazy, sure, but we're gonna cover a lot of this up, so you know that's kind of why. I erased too much. Also, if you don't want to be destructive, you could use layer masks or something. I'm not doing that because I am being lazy and I'm being destructive because we're just sketching right now. This isn't going to be the final result that we're trying to achieve. All right, that's fine. That's fine. No one's looking that closely at the bottom corner of the stream. All right. All right. Fit screen. There we go. Okay. There's the rough layout for the background of our of our stream. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and use this. To create a selection. Actually, let's be real lazy again. Use the magic wand. We'll select. Oh, I know. Leave it. Rasterize that because we don't need to edit that. We're just using that as basically a way to grab our selection. And then we're going to grab everything else. And we're going to go down the line and we're just going to make it easy on ourselves and just cut. Oops. We need that selection back. Listen, I'm not a Photoshop guy. This is not the crux of this video. Don't judge me based on that. Okay? I mean, if you do, I don't really fucking care. Area. Okay, actually, let's just see. Do we have a clean backdrop now? We do. Okay, we can get rid of this. We'll just delete it. We don't need it. Okay, cool. Now we have the basics of what we want. Let's go ahead and just we're gonna do this real quick. We're gonna export. Quick export as PNG. We're gonna drop it in my TV Raven for now. Make our lives easy. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and drop a media source into OBS and we'll start thinking around with our setup. Call this overlay. Let's see. Hopefully the music's not too loud. I mean, no one's watching right now. I think one person popped in for 5 seconds. So if you're watching this in the future, just know this was not a well-attended event. Where did that go? Oh, I put it in as a media. I see. Ooh, let's do a new. We need an image. Oh, definitely want to name my layers when I'm using OBS. So let's do that again. Okay, drop that to the back. And then we will take our main screen, shrink it right down until, what there. You know what? Let's give it a little. Oh, there we go. Okay. Ta-da! There, my screen's there now. Now let's start messing around with stream elements. So we're gonna go. Actually, you know what? Let's just quickly log in before I broadcast everything to everyone. So that I'm not giving away any personal information. I think I logged in with Gmail. Who knows these days, right? Who knows? Log in with something new every day. Maybe it was Twitch, because that didn't seem to work. That appears to be how I have logged in the past. Okay, cool. Okay. Okay. We're going to start from scratch. So basically what we're doing is we're going to add the live chat to the window here. Oh, I see. I see. We're going to create a new overlay. 1080p. That's correct. That is correct. We're going to add a widget. We want. Okay. Cool. We're going to want it over here. I don't know. About yay big. We'll fine tune it in a second. This is gonna get weird. I'm realizing, because we need to add a. Oh, no. Yeah, you know what? I'm boring myself. I don't care. Okay, let's go ahead and add a browser source here. This will be our stream elements. Oh, I'm messing everything up. Now we just need to make sure we set our properties correctly, because right now, for some reason, it's doing this as it's not coming in as 1920 by 1080. troubleshooting as we go. Ah, that's why. 1920. Height. 1080. That's a tad bit better. Okay. Let's see. Did I get the... No. Okay. Let's push this off to the side a little bit more. Save. There we go. Now we can push this off even a little bit more. A little bit higher. Boop. Save. Yeah, we're getting the live updates here. Yeah, that seems fine. I would like that to be the right length though, so let's see if... And now you can see that I have nobody here chatting. Finally. Let's go ahead and let's just add some text. Let's add I'm being kind of ridiculous right now. This is not important what I'm doing at the moment. To be clear. Let's just there. We use system font Times New Roman as our chat font. I'm really not concerned about it. Actually, you know what? We can emulate. Okay. You know what? We're fine. We're fine. No, we're not. I don't like that at all. I don't like it at all. Make that a little skinnier. You know what? I really don't know. I don't know. Nope, I nearly clicked the center widget button. Cool. Cool. I'm fine with this. Yeah, I'm fine with this. I don't care. Right now, this isn't going to do anything today. Like, this is going to have no effect on anything we do. But I'm happy with it. Okay, let's add something else. Let's do... I don't know what to do. First things first. Let's well, no, today I can be big in the corner there. What I'd like to do is create a bunch of alerts and stuff like that for somebody who's joined the stream. Which actually, it looks like someone's just joined the stream. So welcome. Thank you for joining. Yeah, we're not going to mess around with Stream Elements anymore. Let's go back to working on some glitch stuff. So let's start by just finding something that we've created in the past. I am feeling particularly inclined towards... I'll bring up the image again. Using this. Oops, that's not the right one. Let's see if we can get the right one. There we go. This is the one. I want to do something with this today. I just don't know what. This is probably from one of my first, or at least near first, like analog glitch sessions. And I'd like to take it and add some motion to it. Also, let's go full screen with that because we don't need all the extra shiz. Okay, cool. You know what? Scratch it. Scratch it all. I'm not setting up any of this stuff while we're on stream. So let's just go ahead, Go back to the full screen. There we go. Full screen. Oh, look how luxurious it is. There we go. You know what we're going to do? That's control panel. Let's go ahead and open up YouTube. We're changing the name of the stream. Make sure I don't open up my YouTube live control panel while we're live on the stream. That's always a good way to get yourself screwed over. Okay, here we go. Let's go to the live video. We're going to change it. This is no longer creating assets. We're going to making some analog horror. And let's change the description too. There. I don't know if that happened live. You may not be able to see that, but I've changed the name. Let's get back at it. Let's open up After Effects. And I'm just going to start making some shit. Also, hi buddy. Hi Jorge. You missed it at the beginning. But I said I was telling the stream thank you for to you for providing me with this awesome new avatar, and I was trying to name drop the artist as well. I think it's Raquel or Rachel. I'm not sure, but I wanted to give a name drop. But I'll send out a thanks on the Instagrams later, because I know I follow her on there. All right, let's jump into After Effects. So my idea for an analog horror short sort of centers around maybe some sort of like Sesame Street, the classic Sesame Street like educational shorts, but then it starts to turn scary. That was the first idea I had. I had a few other ideas that I had batted around yesterday. Actually, you know what? Give me 2 seconds. Okay, so here's the ideas I have. I wrote them down on my whiteboard, but it's in the other room, so I had to go and read it again. So, oh, that's a great idea. An art piece that like looks normal and then it slowly sort of distorts. I like that. Becomes something else. Becomes something spooky. I really like that. I might steal some of that for inspiration today. But I think, and we're not going to finish a whole piece today. Oh yeah. Okay. The Haunted Mansion is actually another thing. So, I'm going to get sidetracked for a second while I go down this rabbit hole, but there's a guy called Ellingson. I want to say it's Josh Ellingson, but Ellingson TV, I think, is what his handle is on everything. But he does these Pepper's Ghost illusions, with like analog video he uses like a something kind of like Resolume. It's another live VJ software that allows you to sort of like have audio reactive elements. So he'll have like a goldfish floating in like in a jar done with like a Pepper's Ghost, which is like a, well, here, I'll show you. why talk when I can show, especially since we're on a video format. Here we go. Joshua Ellingson. He's got a YouTube channel. Go subscribe to it. It's he posts cool stuff. But let's bring it up here and I'll show you. So he does very cool Pepper's Ghost illusions like this. Let's pause our music for a moment. So this is one of the ones he did where he's got it, the output going to two different screens. So he's got it going to the TV, and then I'm guessing it's probably an iPad on top of the TV. And then the Pepper's Ghost illusion is done by having like a inside of this bell jar here at the top, he's got a piece of angled clear plastic so that it reflects the image that's on the screen below. It's the same way they do the stuff in the Haunted Mansion where they have like a floating ghost. It's like a classic illusion, and I think they even did a bit on it in the Magic School Bus back in the day. I remember there being an episode with a Pepper's Ghost. But anyway, so he does this kind of stuff, and that's something I want to do at some point, is do this type of installation where maybe not quite this extent, because I don't have synthesizers and all this stuff, but something like that. Oh, this one's cool too. I really like this one. Anyways, you get the picture. We're not here to watch somebody else's content, but you get the idea. So that's something I would like to do at some point, is to do some sort of Pepper's Ghost illusion with some of my imagery. Anyways, let's loop back. So the idea for the analog horror thing that I wanted to get started with was a VHS tape, sort of a found footage type thing. Well, actually, let's take a second and look at some of the inspiration. So I'll show you one of the shorts that I really like. I think it's called this is the one. You've probably seen this before. Gooseworks created this, and it's an ad sort of thing.
One are suffering from any of the following symptoms: lack of feeling, emotional outbursts, fog of the mind, or memory loss.
Right.
This may be a sign of onset AED or advanced emotional deterioration. Today,
Terrifying, of course.
7 in 10 people over the age of 21 report experiencing emotional degradation severe enough to hinder everyday tasks, such as workplace performance, social interaction, and general well-being.
Okay, we won't play this person's whole video, but the idea is that this, at some point,
are these
gets...
anger, fear, and relief.
It's a pill that gives you
Look
different
out for
emotions.
over-the-counter options such as jealousy, hope, frustration, and pride.
You know. Oh, uh-oh. What's
Tired
happening?
of only experiencing natural emotions, or maybe interested in
and then, of
only
course,
allowed us to refine emotions and emotional experiences. With Thalison Plus, experience emotions beyond previous natural capabilities. These new emotions include degrance, humber, nage, dorselessness,
uh-oh.
andric, veronation, pawnish, hard, trantiveness, teluge, brick.
You get the idea.
To experience the power.
So this is this is kind of a world that I would like to play in with the stuff that I'm making, but in my own sort of style. But to get started, I think what I would like to do is take one of the ideas that I have. Hey, Tanis. She must be on break. Thank you for coming and watching for a minute. I appreciate it. But yeah, I want to take the idea of this sort of, and we're not going to do it in 16:9. We're going to do it in classic 4:3, VHS style. But we're going to just start with the 16:9 palette to just sort of start working on some ideas. So I think what I would like to do is have some actual filmed elements. So obviously I can't do that on stream. That are filmed with my VHS camcorder. And I'd like to do a short on that's sort of like a children's television show segment on the Tooth Fairy that starts getting intercut with like found footage horror elements of like a home invasion, kind of like, well, here, we're just going through inspiration now, so now I'm just showing you videos. But hey, that's half the battle, is getting the inspiration down. So let's take a look at this scene from David Lynch's Lost Highway, so you can get an idea of Lost Highway. If we can find it. I do have Lost Highway somewhere on some platform, probably on Apple, but I don't think I'll be able to stream that. So let's see if we can find the Lost Highway tape. Okay, I can't find it. But the idea is, in the film Lost Highway by David Lynch, you know, it's basically a videotape gets brought to their house, and when they watch the videotape, it's footage of inside their house in the middle of the night. It's very spooky looking. It's all shot from something that feels like it couldn't have been shot by a person, too. The angle doesn't feel like it could have been shot by, it's just something very eerie about it. So that's the idea, is that we do something almost like a home security camera footage of the Tooth Fairy, right? So at first, maybe the instructions for the Tooth Fairy might be something like, your typical stuff like, put your tooth under your bed, and you'll under your pillow, and you'll get $1. Maybe the next thing's like, but you're not satisfied with just $1, right? Why not pull out all your teeth? That kind of thing. So that's the idea. We're gonna do a. I also thought about doing the Easter Bunny, which, hey, if the Tooth Fairy one turns out okay, maybe we do that. But anyways, so we're obviously not going to create a film today on stream, but what I thought we could do is start messing around with the, that sort of Sesame Street, cable access television show style, start pulling together inspiration, and maybe start doing some sketching, creating like a panel or like a scene that would be sort of the screen test for this. So let's, first of all, we've got a black solid in here. Not to be too derivative, but I do find that blue color, that really saturated, sort of dark blue, it could be lighter. Like sometimes it looks like that, I think. But I think, that kind of thing, right? That look. Also, you know what? Let's go ahead and, if we're going to be sketching what the idea is, let's change our composition settings, and we'll do a 4:3. Do I have a set 4:3 in here? No, it doesn't give you it. Okay, so here. This is when you have to go to your aspect ratio reference, because I can't remember what 4:3 is in HD. 4:3 HD is 1920 by, or sorry, 1080 by. I used to have a really good aspect ratio cheat sheet. Oh, I think I found it again. So we want HD 1080p. We want a 4:3 aspect ratio. That's 1080 by 1440. I used to have that memorized. Okay, cool. So there we go. There's our 1080 by 1440 window. This is going to be like our VHS CRT screen that we're trying to accomplish. Yeah, that's sort of the vibe I'm trying to get. I want this. So I think one of the things that analog horror has going for it is the same thing that makes collect. Okay, I'm gonna try and gather my thoughts before I speak. So when there's this idea in collecting of provenance that, or like same with like at auction, something's going to sell better if it has a story. If you can see where it came from, right? It feels authentic. So yeah, a Pokemon card might be worth a ton, but you add a signature to it from the artist who drew the picture, and now it's worth more, right? Because people identify with stories, and it has, a connection. It's the same piece of cardboard, it's just got a little bit more ink on it practically, but because that was signed by the person who did it, it's got value. So I think that provenance is what gives that analog horror that level of extra fear, that it feels authentic. It feels like you can see where it came from because it's got the VHS. Like everyone had home videos growing up, or even if you're too young to have grown up with VHS, you still have that connection to home videos that you've seen of family, and you can see that sort of story behind it. You know that it's connected to a real person. Someone's behind that camera. I think that's what gives analog horror its feeling, is that everybody grew up with, some form of, maybe it's like a cable show that you grew up watching recorded off of the TV, or maybe it's your family home videotapes, but you grew up watching that sort of thing, or you saw it. It was around. So because of that, I think analog horror has that extra crispy spookiness to it. Yeah, and that's the thing. Even just your home videos, I think that's right, Jorge. Like that sort of that innate spookiness of VHS because it's obscured by the low resolution of it. Yeah, oh, totally. Dude, as someone who collects VHS tapes, I've found so many blanks or seemingly blanks that I was so scared to put in the VHS because I got them from a stranger who'd been keeping them in their basement. Yeah. So here's my thinking: is we start with a blue screen, right? I want we're not gonna get creative with the font. We're just gonna write. Let's write. This is okay. We're obviously not gonna use the font we used from last time. We're gonna actually just go with this. Isn't what we'll use, but it's a nice thick font that gives us what we need. We're gonna change our let's reset everything here. Auto okay, there we go. Everything's back to where we want it, and now we can start playing. So I want that yellow. It's a little too saturated. Maybe a slightly orange or yellow. Yeah, right in there. It's a little too saturated still, I think. But we do want the brightness because that's why they used that yellow. It's for contrast. Oh my goodness. Dude, I need to see that tape. Guess that defeats the purpose of trying to hide it, though. Okay, so we've got this. I'm just trying to kind of create the general vibe. We're not going to use impact. That's not the font we're going to use. You know what? Actually, just because I just wanted something. But let's switch it to like Times New Roman. No, why would I want that? You know what we're going to do? We're just going to use a sans font. I just don't know which one. So let's find a good sans. So not that one. We want a sans serif though. We don't want. You know what? Let's do this the old-fashioned way and just flip through until we find something that looks like it could have been like an AV Club kind of font. Nope. We don't want anything with too much of a slant to it. We just want something that feels blocky. We're basically looking for a You haven't found the tape. Well, when you do, let us know. I promise I won't share it with anybody else. Okay, Franklin Gothic is like near what we're going for. We're not. I don't know that we want this all caps either, but we're just looking for. Oh, that was a. See, if this weren't a glitch font, it would be the font we're looking for. Because we may add glitch to it, but we don't want to have static glitch built in. Back to impact. Impact is the closest we've had so far, which kind of sucks. What we're trying to achieve is, you know what? When in doubt, we go Futura bold, and like it's hard not to be satisfied with that as a very plain font. Or as the title to a Wes Anderson film. Align this to the center. Oh, what? Something weird's happening with the alignment here, though. The tooth fairy. Is there an extra space in here somewhere that I'm? Might just be the alignment of the font itself, I guess. Yeah, we're not trying to make a Wes Anderson film here, though, so let's go ahead and shitty this up, because we're trying to make it look like a cable access children's TV show. So let's go ahead and make this a black outline. No, we don't want to fill over stroke. I want to stroke over the fill. But it's not... oh, that's why. So let's go ahead and do that. Do that. Now we do want a stroke over fill, and I think we want it to be about, I don't know, like there. Yes, I love see, that's the other thing about analog stuff, is that it feels more authentic just by the nature of its sort of like weirdly like what's the word I'm looking for? The fact that like when you're making a home video, the time is going to be and the date is going to be set in there, but it also might not have been set. So sometimes you might just have like the blinking time, or it might be the wrong time, which I mean it's hard to tell just by looking at it, but yeah, I like that there's like a, you know, there's little fingerprints all over it. Not literal fingerprints, but okay, cool. This is sort of the vibe I want for this thing. And now let's just, we'll throw an adjustment layer over all of this. And what we'll do is I'll show you, again, this is a VFX or FX console from Video Copilot. It's a free plugin, and everyone should have it. We want the Signal plugin. This is a plugin. This is a paid plugin, but it does this. We aren't going to do this. We're going to actually put it on VHS tape and then re-record it, but this gives us an idea of the flavor we're going for. We don't need quite this much of everything, though. Let's reset that again. Let's just see. But it gets us, you know, a decent amount of the way there. Let's change this to like a extended play. Click the destruction button just so you can see But yeah, you get the idea. And then the other thing we want to do is we're going to actually do this on a separate... no, we could do it on the same adjustment layer. We just want to do it before that. Is we're going to add film convert. This is like super over the top. We're going to add film convert. We want it above our signal because we want to add the film grain before this. And we're going to set it to Super 8. And we're going to boost the saturation a little. No, you know what? We don't want to do that. We do, however, want to set this here, the film chroma at 100, the film lume at 100. Okay, cool. That's fine. So without the signal plugin, that's what we're getting underneath. We're getting this like Super 8 home video film. We could let's switch it actually back to Super 8 rather than the 8mm. And then we can pick different film stocks to get different like color stuff. We specifically want something that desaturates it quite a bit, and then we can actually turn the saturation down ourselves as well, because one of the things that happens with old VHS tape is that your contrast goes, you get the lower contrast and you get lower saturation. So standard controls, we want color correction, that's what we want. So what we could do for the contrast is we could we want a lower contrast, don't we? That's fine for now. I just want to see what this looks like. And then where's our there's our saturation controls. What saturation? Why let's do that. Oh right, I forgot that I did the wrong thing there. We want our saturation down. We also want to bring the, oops. You know what? We'll do this because I know there is a standard controls. Turn our exposure up a wee bit. You know what we can do actually? Make this even easier on ourselves. We can add another effect for contrast and brightness, and then we just get a little slider, and we can turn up turn the contrast down. Right. We do want our brightness up quite a bit though, because that's the other thing, is it's gonna look nice and bright. We don't want our saturation as low as I made it. But anyways, we're messing around just to mess around at this point. So there we go. We don't want the saturation quite as low as I made it before. There we go. So there's that. And then we can put that signal plugin back on. We want the brightness and contrast after that, but before that. Oh, there we go. That might be a little too on the nose because this is obviously doing that as well. TV distortion. We can add like this kind of distortion and stuff too. But what we'll do is if we want to add any of that, we can keyframe it. Man, I could never do the detail. Oh, all of the stuff like in the plugins. Yeah, it looks more crazy than it is. Like the thing is, you're not actually touching a lot of this a lot of the times. And actually, I think we might go back to SP so we get some of that back. Now, this won't play back very well right now because it's pretty render heavy. But what we can do is we can just shorten this down to like we'll make it 3 seconds. We'll make our composition 3 seconds long, and then that way we can actually see what we're doing here. So let's let it render for a second, and then you can see what the vibe of it is. I'm also reading a book right now about like it's called Mr. Magic. It's a book about a children's show that's been forgotten, but like people remember it, but there's no proof that it ever existed, and they're getting the cast back together to meet, and it's all spooky, and There's clearly something else happening, very Stephen King-esque. So yeah, this is way overboard. If we do this on actual VHS tape, it's going to be way more subtle. But like we can do something like this and get like, oh wait. How do we do that again? Oh, our cutoff filter is super high too. Yeah, it is very much that kind of vibe. So it's pretty cool. All right, so there's the idea. We're not actually going to keep this adjustment layer on though, because we know what we want it to look like. And it's not going to be quite that extreme. That's kind of like if we wanted to really break it, that would be where we'd take it. So I think my idea for this first bit is that it's, we have something that's like very magical. Maybe even, you know what, let's look at some reference. Let's open up Sesame Street on YouTube. Let's look at like some classic Sesame Street. We're going to look at vignettes. I think that'll bring up what we want. Some of those classic.
Who are the people in your neighborhood?
Okay, so we definitely want those.
Can I get my hair cut and styled on Wednesday?
How about 3 o'clock?
Thanks.
Okay.
Where am I? You're at Barry's Beauty Boutique.
Okay, so actually, let's see if we can find a higher quality version of this. Slightly better. So something about the way they're framing this
Waiter.
is innately disturbing.
1 moment, sir. Waiter,
Waiter, waiter.
let me tell you about the specials. For entrees, we have peanut butter, hot dog, bologna. I'll have the turkey sandwich. Excellent choice.
We're ready to order.
What flavor toothpick? Cherry or lemon? Lemon. Very good. Turkey, lettuce, tomato. Toothpick. Turkey, lettuce, tomato. Lemon toothpick.
Poor dog. It's like, can I please eat
This
this?
is a cherry toothpick. I ordered lemon. Right, sir. I'll take it back. Lemon. Turkey, lettuce, tomato. Toothpick. It still smells like cherry. There must be some terrible mix-up. I'll speak with the chef. What difference does it make? Cherry, lemon? The chef apologizes, sir, and offers a complimentary dessert. Oh, the cheesecake. Very good choice. What is it with these toothpicks? Compliments of the chef.
Okay.
On the house. No charge. Enjoy. Bon appetit.
Yeah, you got to eat some of the food.
Tip is not included, sir. 15% gratuity is customary. It's been a pleasure waiting on you. Sorry about the toothpick.
Waiter.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Yep. Not what I was looking for, but I love it. Let's look at some other stuff. This is more animation heavy, but just the way things move, the way things fade. We want to kind of those long fades. So let's just do a test. So, oh, did you not have like was it a completely different one? It wasn't dubbed in Spanish. It was actually like a different show. I didn't know that. If that's the case. Um, that's cool. Well, now I'm curious what the Mexican version of the show looked like. A giant parrot. That's amazing. I love it. Okay, so what I'm trying to think of what the premise of this kids show is that the sort of faux kid show I'm creating. This vignette is on is it identifying the tooth fairy? How to identify the tooth fairy. Or hmm. Okay. So I think it's more like what if this is like a safety, like how to prepare for the tooth fairy. And then we could add Lola, who was like early Elmo, Pancho Contreras. Yeah, this is like something that they showed them in school, I think. You know, like this is their like here's what to do when yeah, okay. And then okay, here's the idea. We're going to add a little disclaimer down here. Let's just write we're going to change the font in a second, but okay, we're going to go like this. Actually, we're going to do this, and we're going to bring the size of it down. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to change this from bold to light. And we're going to have we'll do like a, okay, we also need to adjust that. So let's fix that real quick. Yeah, so like I think the documentary can be like something that is there, right? Like so like we have that as the basis. And then what we start to introduce is like there's some other this is like actually, you know what? Produced by the United States the or maybe like the global what's a good name for like a global confederacy or the United Dentists I'm trying to think of something that would have like a funny acronym actually now. So like the dental dang it. American Dental. What's like it's a good like tooth fairy word. Try to find a way to make the acronym fairy. Or tooth, I guess, would be the other one. You know, maybe that's too on the nose. Let's just make it actually, let's just look at what is the real, there's got to be like a real organization for dentists, right? Like that give them their dentists. I mean, that's how they have those 9 out of 10 dentists, right? That approve of Colgate or whatever. Royal College of Dental Surgeons. Ooh, okay. Okay, Royal College of Dental Surgeons is a fun name. Maybe we could like take that and like twist it. What's an endodontist? Is there like a name for let's see. I'm gonna look now. I'm getting into research. Different types of dentistry. And I'm not going to stream for much longer today. If I can figure out this first title card, then that gives us... So orthodontics, periodontist, study supporting structure of teeth, pediatric dentistry. There we go. That's what we want. We want the... okay, so let's go back. What was that? The produced by the, we'll call it the American Association for Pediatric Dentistry. Do not reproduce this. We want like a decently like long thing, and then maybe we throw in another frame where the message changes for like a single frame. We'll do something kind of like that. Either way, this isn't the video just yet, but this is the idea. American Association for Do Not Reproduce This Film. You know, I'll steal some words from like a classic intro to one of these things, but I think, yeah, like the FBI warning type of thing. Yeah, that's exactly the idea. That's perfect. So let's throw this on. Oh, right, but I'll just see what we have here. Okay, cool. So this is the vibe. This is the vibe. We want this to be much longer. We could just add a bunch of lorem ipsum in there to get what we need, but well, there's an empty text layer here. Let's delete that. Let's hide this again. If you have you know, I want to do something like kind of spooky, like sort of foreboding right at the top. That's like, if you've discovered this film, please return it to, and like have a return address. If you have, or maybe this tape is for educational viewing purposes only. If the tape is reproduced in any fashion, you will be persecuted to... We're making this like a little bit ham-fisted, to the fullest extent of the law under federal code. Making shit up now. We're just gonna add a bunch of string of numbers here, make it seem like some sort of dystopian tooth fairy apocalypse. Now, okay, so I just want to fill this out with words. So like, we are neither the opinions stated herein are neither intended to confirm nor deny the existence of fairies. Yeah, we get the idea. There'll be words here, and there'll be some sort of like we need some sort of crest to add to this. So let's grab like we're just gonna pull that like the FBI crest and drop it in here. It's not what we're gonna use. We'll make our own, but for now we're mocking this up. So let's just FBI PNG. There must be a PNG of this somewhere online. There we go. Save image as, and we'll drop it in a folder and throw it on here. Right? You know how this shit goes. We will scale that to like there, move this down here, move this down a little bit more, scale it back up just a touch, maybe a little less than that, throw that back on and see what we got. Yeah, that's the vibe. That's the vibe. Right? Maybe we could do like some sort of I think this needs to be smaller and barely legible. I think that's the we will have like an intro. Well, here, I know how to illustrate my point. There is a perfect video for this. Video, we want some public domain. I believe this is the one that starts with the, sorry, keep going off mic. This is the one that starts with the sound I'm looking for. If I can get it to. Oh, my desktop audio is not coming through. There we go. Let's go back to the beginning so you can hear that intro. Like that. Just like that. That audio coming in like a record, like a needle being dropped on a record. Then we've got this sort of lush orchestration. Also, if we want to talk about creepy, that's what we'll do. Skating on telephone wires.
Who are you?
Take it easy, fella. My name's Handy. Maybe I can help you. Now, what's your trouble?
Now, if you're a child watching this, well, maybe you shouldn't be. I swear a lot. But if you are, and this happens to you, run. If a living puppet comes up to you and introduces himself as Handy and has this look on his face, run. Don't stay. He's going to kill you. He's going to eat your frickin' heart or something.
My name's Handy. Maybe I can help you.
It's a nightmare.
Easy.
Anyways, you get the idea. So what I think we will do today is we'll wrap this up, because I didn't know what I was doing when I jumped on. I just felt like it was time to jump back on here and do some more streaming. But I think we have a direction. And what I'll do is I'll start planning, I'll start pulling together some stuff, and then I'll jump back on sometime in the next week, and we'll piece this thing together. We'll start figuring it out. I'll put together a treatment and a script or something, and then we can start putting this together. But I think this is a pretty good start. If I saw this pop up, I feel like I'd be like, okay, I'm listening. So this is where we'll wrap it up today. I've also decided I'm going to stop backlogging these streams for now. I'm going to make them all private after I go off. But just for now, as I get things figured out and get I need to take some time and make stream overlays and all of that. But that being said, if for some reason you have any questions about any of the things I did and you wanted to go back and watch it, you can just DM me and I'll tell you how I did something. I'm happy to help. All right. Thank you so much for hanging out again today, Jorge. It's always nice to just hang out and chat with you, even if I'm distracted doing all this After Effects stuff. But here, let's make this full screen so you can see that a little bit bigger up on the screen. But this is where we'll start. I think we will use that same sort of idea. Let's see if we can get that video back up here. Let's see if we can get it back up here. Yeah, who knows where oh, there it is. Oh, there's another one actually. This is the one I think that has the really cool. Oh wait, no, this might be it. Like, how good is that?
Hello there. Welcome to Moody Institute of Science. Say, do you like mystery stories? Well, we have one for you. In the tradition of all good mysteries, it's complete with a haunted house and ghosts out of the past. A science lab seems a strange place to look for ghosts, doesn't it? Our story is
Oh,
truth.
man. It just occurred to me.
Before we're finished, I think you'll agree that truth is stranger than the strangest fiction.
I could probably use parts of this. I could use part of this probably. Let's watch this. Now I'm sold. We're not going to watch the whole thing. It's 30 minutes long, but let's watch a
Mystery
few
is
minutes of
time.
it just for a second.
The haunted house is space. In our true story, the ghosts travel at the speed of light, and they come straight out of the past. Your past. Yes, time is a mysterious thing. Have you ever tried to define time? The harder you search for a definition, the more elusive it becomes. We're going to explore the mystery of time in the laboratory. Before we find the ghosts, we'll have to sort through some facts, but we'll find them.
What if I voiced over this whole thing?
Hello, Pete. How are things going?
Fine, Dr. Moon. We're about ready to roll on a high-speed shot.
Oh, that's great. Mr. Margosian is one of our skilled technicians here at Moody Institute of Science. In addition to a rich background of photographic experience, he's shown a more than usual interest in the subject of time. Pete, do you suppose you could tell us just a bit about the equipment that
And then I
you
can use whatever clips I
right.
want.
Most important piece of equipment is right here. It's a super high-speed camera. I like to call it a time microscope. It does to time what the microscope does to physical dimension. It enlarges a period of time instead of a bit of matter.
How fast will the camera be running on this tape, Pete?
About 3,000 frames per second.
Let's see. That'll stretch 1 second into about 2 minutes, won't it?
Yes, 2 minutes and 5 seconds to be exact. And this will give us an opportunity to observe some interesting properties in liquids. We're using milk in this experiment because it photographs easily. I'll adjust the flow until it appears a fine trickle to the eye. There. Would you start the camera, Doctor?
Now?
Ready?
Now? Okay, give me like 15 seconds.
The trickle of milk and the splash look quite different now, don't they? But they aren't any different. The liquid is behaving in its usual manner. We've merely changed our time reference.
This is actually a really cool film. Like, I feel like you use this to make something genuinely unsettling. Like, if I'm definitely going to use this slow motion footage for
Did you ever
glitch stuff
drop a
at some
steel
point.
ball into a bowl of milk?
This is just shit I had laying around on my
Probably
computer.
no good reason
There's
why
so
you
much
should
more of
have,
this on the
but
internet.
It does make an interesting high-speed study. Watch. The high-speed camera checks the fall, and the steel ball seems to float slowly downward to disappear beneath the surface of the liquid. Then, when you've almost forgotten about it, the ball slowly bounces back. Don't be confused now. This isn't one of the ghosts we were talking about. It's just the milk.
Can't wait till
that
he starts
follows
introducing
ball
the
into
ghosts.
air.
All right, that'll be enough for today. But I'm very well inspired. I think we could make something quite interesting with that. And then I'll do some shooting with the VHS camera. I'll pull some like old shots from like. There's got to be okay. I keep saying I'm done, but let's go to the Prelinger collection, which is on the Internet Archive, and let's just see if there's anything about teeth. Let's see if there's anything that comes up. If I put in dentist. There we go. This is this might be exactly what we're looking for. And I am not above using old stuff like this.
Would you like to learn how to have strong, healthy teeth? All right then, listen carefully, and I will tell you about 4 things which will help you have better teeth. Number 1 on the list of things which help us teeth is the right kind of food.
This child just standing. Oh my God! There.
If we teeth are
This
going
is
to
so
be
terrifying.
strong,
Hold on. Watch her
Ooh.
face just stop being a smile right at the end. How freaking scary is that? Watch the last frame right here. And then
if
her
we
freaking
teeth are going to be
legs
strong,
look spooky.
we must have lime or calcium. This is found in milk, leafy green vegetables, and milk
Oh.
products.
Oh, I genuinely find this unsettling. I'm not playing it up. I
Another thing
really.
that makes us
I really
thrive
don't like
is
this.
phosphorus. You will find it abundantly in milk, eggs, beans, prunes, cereals, and meat.
We're gonna just skip ahead a little bit.
Did you know there is another good way to get vitamin D? Good old sun. We teeth are very fond of you. We know how good you are.
I don't like this, dude. It's genuinely spooking me out. Get back to the teeth animation, or someone like, at least like...
Tell you the right kind to buy. Last longer if they pass from one brush, the right... Upward on the lower teeth, 10 strokes again. Remember the inside surfaces of your teeth as well.
Well, we've hit a gold mine here, so this is definitely going to be useful. Here we go. I love these old, like...
Germs inside the mouth act on this food to form an acid. This acid is strong enough to eat away the hard enamel. Then we have the beginning of tooth decay. If this
oh, here we go, here we go.
Growing larger.
Look at this. Spooky ass dentist digging around in someone's mouth.
By chewing and the dent as tooth.
Yeah, I weirdly feel like I watched like a horror movie just now. That was really unlikable. I did not like that. Unidentified dental health film. That's a spooky ass name. Oh. Okay. There's something really oddly unsettling about all of this. Okay. Okay. Cool. Oh, what the... Is that a doll's head? Oh, no. Okay, maybe not. Oh, they're drilling teeth. Let's not do that. Let's not. Thank you. Let's not. Woo! Don't like that. Okay. Let's see. Anything else? Danny's dental date. Okay. One more shot at this. Oh, okay. We got everything we could possibly need. Oh, I really like the idea of like making it look like the stuff is written in toothpaste. That's something I could do just with the computer. I don't need to actually write shit in toothpaste. Although that would be a convincing effect. Puppet dog. Oh. Oh, it's all marionettes. Dude. Favorite. This is going to be so useful. Oh, spooky grumbling. Can you hear that? So scary. Okay. Oh, he's climbing out the window. What was with that booty shot there? I think if I reverse that to be like someone climbing through the window.
Just called the dentist and she'll make me go. Boy, we better get out of here quick and go to the country where no one can find us.
gonna skip it a little bit.
Where'd he go?
Oh, Bushy is a busy little squirrel, and he has lots to do. Well, come on, Danny.
Oh. You have cuspid stew, Danny, but they're...
Whoa, did I skip past some spooky teeth parts?
But my canine teeth, they're wonderful. They're for holding and tearing my food. And they're called cuspids because they're pointed. Something like these tongs.
The dog is talking, so now the cat's talking too.
Danny, but they're not as
The
sharp
cat seems to be
and
made of
long as
pipe
mine.
cleaners. In the most... Ugh.
They're on each side of your incisors. One cuspid up above and one down below on each side of your mouth.
Gee, you sure know a lot about teeth, Tom.
You will too, Danny. Well, thanks, Tom. We'll be seeing you.
Yeah, come around
He's gonna
sometime
talk to
for
a
some
cow,
fish,
it looks
Tom.
like.
Bye.
Oh.
Okay. Well, that first part definitely was good for what we're trying to do. I don't know that the rest of that's very useful. Road to health and happiness. Folgers coffee commercial. That's not what we're looking for, but I'm curious. I am curious.
I mean, it's as bad as yesterday. Harold, what's wrong with gonna do?
Oh, you know
Oh,
what?
Mary, hi.
That's
Oh.
what we should be looking for. We should be looking for, like... I did look for teeth before, but let's look for tooth. See if anything comes up. Going steady. The fun of being thoughtful about faces. Teeth. A film lesson in health and hygiene. And Dentocream commercial. Teeth, a film lesson in health. This is the same one. Modes for molars. Crest toothpaste commercial. Oh, yeah. We're going to find some gold here. Ugh. This is weirdly disturbing too, and I don't even understand what I'm... How is this about teeth? I question their labeling. This looks more like a film about teeth. Yes. Just as use a broom to sweep the dust out of the cracks. Okay. Okay. There's some spooky shit in here. This... Okay. Yeah, let's just favorite that. Let's look at modes for molars. Now that I'm in this deep, I might as well figure out what all this shit is. Okay, I can definitely use all of these like weird, spooky, like old school shots of children trying to brush their teeth and looking miserable. Do we got any more teeth? This is getting real spooky. You know what? I think we've hit the limit of what we're going to find here. Although, I think it is worth it to watch at least one of these toothpaste-related commercials. Let's watch Dial Comes to Town real quick. We're going to skip through.
Up and run outside.
Then. Can I go today?
You. In fact, the planning and
Oh,
the work
they don't
on
mean dial like the toothpaste brand. They mean dial like a phone dial. Let's watch the Crest one then.
Oh, Anne's side use the same toothpaste but without Floristan. And that's when I beat Anne, because my side had 21% fewer cavities with Crest.
Okay,
in similar tests, Crest reduced cavities combined after eating therapeutics of the American Dental Association, as signified by this statement and this
I
seal.
like stealing.
Nice shooting, Anne. Shooting, Anne. Nice shooting, Anne.
Only to test
watch that
cavities.
3 times.
Crest.
Okay. Now, the only other thing I'm curious about, one last check, is whether I can find anything with fairies in it. Let's look for the tooth fairy. You know, sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes you don't. Okay, nope. Touch of magic.
it's 61.
Not what we're looking for. There is always the classic One Got Fat, which is a bunch of monkeys riding on bicycles, and it is yeah, well, I'll show you.
As his friends call him,
It's
has
spooky.
one little flaw in his character. He is very easily bored. Right now he's asking...
Oh, and they all
himself
die.
why everyone has to go up this side of the street.
Anyways,
So,
on that
see.
note, let's actually wrap it up for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me, dude. And hopefully we'll keep doing these at a relatively regular clip. All right. Take care. Signing off.